everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series Terrorcon Freezer. This little menace made his first debut in Transformers Rise of the Beast, and I really like this figure. It's an alright figure, I'll give you that. Not the best figure, but I'm so glad that this figure is starting to appear more on store shelves and looks really great. So in this video, we're going to take a look at this figure, review it, and whatnot, and see why you should get this figure and why it's one of the coolest figures you could get right now. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So taking a look at this figure, it looks really nice. It looks like the character Freezer and Novocaine from the film. Obviously these were Scourge's minions that would hop out of his back in the film and hunt down Noah and Elena in the film. However, I do like how this figure really looks like it captures that. Even though this figure was released way before the movie came out, I still like that it looks like those characters. As we take a look at the figure itself, we have some really nice details around this chest region and abdomen region. It has a lot of paintwork, brown and silver right here on the head. We can see we have some really nice orange eyes right there, as well as some teeth which look really fantastic, as well as the arms. They are covered in this brownish goldish color, and the sculpt work is in gray. The arms are the closer part of the arms are in gunmetal gray, and the lower part are in regular plain gray. The feet look really nice. They have that chicken leg squat that looks like the Transformers Bayverse characters, and then the back has this little backpack region which looks really nice. We get some gold on it and some silver on it, which looks really cool. This figure's articulation is very vast. He has a head on his head. He has a ball joint which could look up and down, tilt side to side, and do a full 360 if you wanted to. So he has a ball joint at the arm, has full range of motion, as well as the elbow has a lot of range of motion. Same could be said about the second pair of arms, as well as they are all the same basically. He has the ball joint at the leg. He has a ball joint at the knee, so he can move it around. So but the sculpt work right here is just this, and you can't really like make the leg any straighter. So it's just one singular piece, this whole region, which is kind of a bummer. I really wish they would have put a hinge joint right here so you could get this guy in a more upright position, but that's okay. And on the finally at the foot, we have a ball joint as well. So just taking a look at this figure, it's a pretty nice figure, a really nice little addition to the collection. And let's see how this figure's box looks like. The figure has that core class box, and it looks really nice. If we take a look at the box, we can see that his iconic movie scene is the museum's chase scene. So in the film, these Terrorcons, these little guys, they hunt down Noah and Elena, and they try to kill them, trying to get the transwarp key. Right here we get a nice CG render of Freezer right here, and it looks really nice. We can see some details that are reminiscent on the figure and on the CGI, and right here we get an extended CGI right here. The top of the box is Transformers Rise of the Beast. Right here the titles right there, Terrorcon Studio Series. And then right here we can see a longer shot of the same CGI that's right there, so it looks really cool. And at the back of the box we get some nice product shots right here, as he does not have one but two alt forms, which is really cool. If we take a look at one of the alt forms right here, we have this cannon that is made for the Studio Series Scourge, and this one is a kind of like a tank slash turret mode, I'm not sure. And here is the robot form. Now he does have two alt modes, one being for the Studio Series Scourge. Unfortunately I don't own at the moment, but I will bring in other figures that can hold this figure. And then this one is just a little tank, and here's the robot form. So this figure is really cool. It's just a figure, no accessories. Basically this thing is a walking living accessory once you think about it. For some general size comparisons, here I bring in the Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beast RC, previously released on this channel. So this figure and Freezer were packaged together with Ironhide, which I'll bring out in a moment. And we can see that the scale between these figures, like I said in my previous video, I don't think it's to scale all that well. However, now re-looking at the film, I think it's around the same size. I feel like RC should be bigger, and Freezer should be around the same size, so I don't really mind it all that much. We have our Studio Series Ironhide here for a comparison, and obviously these ones will not match at all, or there's no similarities between any of them. I just brought this in because it is a wave mate of Freezer, and if we just bring back RC in, I just wanted to show you all three of these wave mates right here, as once they're released in stores, you'll see more of RC and Ironhide than you will Freezer. There will be at least like four to five or for 3 to 5 RCs and Ironhides, and there will be only 1 or 2 freezers, which is a bummer, which is actually a really nice sculpt. I feel like it should be evenly distributed. However, Hasbro has a distributing problem. I don't know what it is, but overall, the figures are fantastic. For deluxe size comparisons, here I brought in Bumblebee, and the reason I brought in Bumblebee is because of the film and because a lot of people may have this figure already, and if you don't, I don't see why not. You should pick this up. It's a really great figure. Now, Bumblebee here and Freezer, I brought this in because we can see a general deluxe size and a general core class size, how these two scale. If you're new to the channel, you'll see how these figures will scale. If you're near to collecting as well, we can see how deluxe class figures scale with core class figures. Now here I have Mirage here. I brought this one in because in the film, Freezer and Novocaine do hop on Mirage's face, and in fact, they are in fact just around this size, and in fact right here, they are more than half the size of Mirage. So obviously the scale is inaccurate. This should probably be shorter. RC should be bigger, Mirage should be slightly bigger, I don't know. But it's alright, I don't really mind that much as long as the figures are really good looking. Brought in another antagonist of the film. Here we have Scorponok, and Scorponok here and Freezer do share that Michael Bay-esque type of vibe to them. The claws, the legs, and how they're shaped looks really cool, and I do like these figures, and they do blend in with my Bayverse collection as well, which is pretty cool. Here I brought in the Studio Series Barricade. The reason I brought this figure in is because unfortunately there is no Frenzy figure as of yet for the Transformers 2007 Studio Series line. Now I brought in Barricade here because it could function as a substitute or companion piece for Barricade, which is pretty well, and it looks really cool. It does remind me of Frenzy, and honestly, if Rise of the Beast never came out, I would honestly believe this would be Frenzy. It looks that well, and we can see how these figures are very inspired from the Michael Bay films. Another Michael Bay film character being the Revenge of the Fallen Soundwave. Moving on to our Voyager classes, here I have Cheetor in his Cheetah mode, Rhinox in his Rhino mode, and the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. The reason I brought in this figure is because multiple people do have this figure, and if you don't, a lot of people can get this figure at GameStop online or in store whenever it releases later this year. Moving on for a leader class size comparison, here I brought in Monkey Boy Optimus Primal. Just for a random comparison, here I brought in the Studio Series 34 leader class Megatron. So the transformation for this figure is kind of difficult yet kind of simplistic at the same time. A lot of people have struggled on this, and you've seen multiple YouTube videos on how to do it, so I will show you again, and I'll show you how to transform it without struggle. And there is one of Terracon Freeze's alt modes, which is probably the weakest of the bunch, his little turret slash tank mode. However, it's very ugly and very difficult to transform. It's simple. It's because the main issue is that there's multiple ball joints, so there's a lot of stuff moving around, and the sculpture on this figure doesn't really help it at all, as this tab right here is supposed to peg into this slot, which is very difficult to do at times. It just depends on the right time, and it's honestly a mess. So I personally like to leave mine like this, and I didn't really transform it all that well, and it's a very large pain in the arse. Now this tutorial mode is actually my least favorite of these modes. My most favorite is obviously the Robo mode, but there's some critiques I do have with it. It looks alright, it looks like a little tank. It does look like these parts are supposed to to hold. Like other figures were supposed to hold it to shoot out. And it's a really nice concept, but it's not the best figure in my opinion. It's probably the worst mode. But however, let's just take a look at how this figure is actually supposed to transform into his little gun mode. And there we have Freezer's cannon mode, and it's honestly not the best either, but it's better than the previous mode. I do like that there's a little peg popping out for any character to hold, which I'll demonstrate in just a bit. No, I do have some issues with this. It feels like this thing curves too much, and at times it's just really hard to use. At times it's really difficult, and the instructions don't really make it clear, as there's a lot of pieces moving around and it's very difficult. As you saw over here in the transformation, it was difficult as well to view it, but this figure's transformation is actually simple, but yet the form just getting there is very difficult. Now, to see how this figure is equipped with other figures, here I bring in the Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Soundwave. And Soundwave here does have a 5mm port, and this is a 5mm post. So theoretically, it should just slide in there. And there we have Soundwave equipped with Freezer, which does look really cool. It's not the best, but we can see how this character would have like a gun, or like would be equipped on another character, which looks really cool. Not really cool, but it's a great concept if you wanted to have this, and it still looks really nice. If you do have that Scourge figure, to equip it on Scourge, I'm just going to demonstrate really quick. This tab is supposed to go into that slot, and this tab is supposed to go into that slot. So you just have to align this properly just to get it in. I won't really show you, but you just have to connect all of these together, and then you could just insert this on Scourge if you do have that figure. And I recommend you guys should get that figure, as I will be planning to get one really soon. So yeah, that was this figure's all mode. So, some final thoughts for the Transformers Studio Series Terrorcon Freezer. Honestly, this is a little menace in real life as in the film. This little figure's transformation is so horrible that I hate it, but I love it at the same time. I do love the details and the sculpt work on this figure. I will be displaying this figure mostly in its robot form in my collection. If anything, I'll just transform it into its gun mode here and there, but honestly, that turret mode is where this figure has its downfall. It's probably the worst out of the three, but it's still really cool. It equips with multiple figures. If you do have the Transformers Studio Series Scourge figure, the Rise of the Beast version, it does equip on the back, and I believe it does equip on Battle Trap as well. So if you have those figures, it is a very great companion piece. I will be planning to purchase some more figures to complete the collection pretty soon. I'll show you another toy hunt pretty soon. And this figure is actually really well done. I do like the details. However, the sculpt work is really nice. The transformation is where this figure falls, but I do recommend it. You can find this figure at Amazon, Target, Walmart, and Walmart in stores. Amazon online, he should be $9.99 if not $11.99, which is a really it's kind of expensive for a small figure, especially this figure. So if you do have this figure, hold on to it, and hold on to Novocaine. These figures are really great. They are really cool companion pieces. And if you don't have this figure, I recommend you buy it, but just mostly focus on the cannon mode more than the turret mode. I really do like the arm cannon better than the turret mode. It just speaks this figure so much better. So without further ado, that concludes our video. Tell me what you thought about it. It's in the comments below. If you purchased the figure or not, or if you're planning to. And I'll see you guys at the next one. Thank you for watching.